Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so here we go with The Matrix Reloaded. This is the second one, the sequel to The Matrix, and wow, what a drop-off. It was known to be not the greatest movie, known to not really hold up that much at the time it came out, and yeah. Again, I've seen this movie way back when, but I haven't seen it in a long time again. So um, rewatching it this time, it was still interesting to see. But yeah, I can really see and remember why people were really kind of nitpicking this movie. Can really understand. It's kind of really nothing like the first one. It takes kind of a whole different filmmaking approach. I mean, it's really action based. It's like it's almost all fighting. There's hardly any not non-fighting like scenes that don't involve fighting. Like it's like action packed and fighting throughout the whole movie, which isn't really what the first movie was all about. Even though the fighting was really good and the stunts were really good, it isn't really. There was a lot, more heavier stuff involved in the first one than in this one. There's some awful CGI scenes. I mean, the fighting's great, and the stunt choreography is great, but there's these like big, like trying to be sweeping kind of shots of these like epic fights going on, and sometimes they have like fully CG, like video game style characters, including a Neo, Keanu Reeves, and it just looks terrible. It looks awful, and I don't know if they thought the people wouldn't notice, but it sticks out like a sore thumb every time it's there. And that was terrible. What I did like about the movie is you got to know more about Zion, this place that was just rumored in the first one. You actually got to understand it and know it more. And again, I kind of think they went a little weird. Like, they didn't really. I mean, I guess it's kind of meant to be that way because it's like in the future and like nowadays where civilization is different. But I don't know. To me, they should have picked like a culture or even one particular religion or a movement that it seemed like that humanity, like this one place that the last of them were congregating, kind of generally settled towards. In a way, it kind of just seemed like a big rave party in a way, but in like a stone caveman style hut. It was still kind of cool. It was still kind of interesting. I just think it could have been handled a little better too. I did fully get the ending of this one though. It didn't leave me a little, because the first one did leave me a little bit confused at the very end, like what the conclusion was supposed to be. But the ultimate conclusion to the story that at hand in this one, I understood a lot more when it resolved. But at the same time, this one's even shorter than the first one, but it feels longer. The pacing, because the first one, even though it had a heftier runtime, the pacing was really well done. But the pacing is not as well done. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not as well done in this movie either. It's not very well done in the second movie at all. The pacing is kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's basically just kind of a mediocre, okay, all right. If you this is one, like, if you feel like kind of like delving into something like The Matrix, but you don't feel like going quite as heavy and philosophical as the first one, then maybe pop in this one, and it's just kind of like a good popcorn movie in a way, right? Yeah. I think maybe the reason why they did this was because I don't think the first one, because like a whole bunch of teenagers and like young people got right into the Matrix when it first came out. It was this big deal. But it's really not that kind of movie. Like, it's meant to be like this thought-provoking, kind of very mature kind of reflection on humanity and society kind of a movie, and with just some pretty cool action thrown in there just as kind of a little extra treat, I guess, as you will, to the overall to the overall what you're being given, right? But I don't think they expected young people and teenagers to latch onto it as much as they did, and I think that kind of confused them, and they were wondering why. So they figured, well, maybe it's because of the cool action sequences, and maybe it's because of the fighting, and maybe it's because of this, that, and the other, like all these action-based things. So I think they just wanted to market the movie heavily to the audience that seemed to, I guess, support the movie the most, right? So yeah, basically that's all I have to say. I think grading wise, I'm gonna give The Matrix Reloaded a C plus. It's just kind of a mediocre, okay movie. And as for the cheese grating, this one got a lot cheesier. It's not brie or Gouda like fancy cheese like the first one. This one's definitely dropped to like a melted cheddar single slice. Something like that. Yeah, so that's my review for The Matrix Reloaded, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please come back for more. And look forward to very soon for my review for The Matrix Revolutions, the third one, which I actually have not seen, by the way. I've not seen The Matrix Revolutions. It will be a first time viewing, so we'll see if that's any better, even though the rumors point to it not being all that good either. But we'll wait and we'll see what I think of that one.